Welcome to highlights of the PCS Epiphany Day Trophy of 2023. As we take a look at the pro category starting grid, Melvin Arkeson will be starting from pole position alongside Petter Lillard on that front row. The rest of the order having a lot of work to do ahead of them in just a 30-minute race. In the AM category, it was Morten Bredesen taking pole position alongside Rickard Huerholm, Matthias Karlström and Martin Brisenheim locking out positions 3rd and 4th. Emil Volander looking to go back-to-back when it comes to podiums, starting from 6th. And onto the race then, a standing start at the Hockenheim Ring for 30 minutes of thrilling action. It was Arkeson starting from pole position, but having a very bad start to the race, dropping back to 5th position on the race down towards the first corner, allowing Petter Lillard to take over the race lead from 2nd position on the grid. The race down towards the 2nd corner would have a couple of issues and drama, mostly for Bredesen, seeing all of the pro category guys having a couple of issues as he was working his way up the order. The AM category leader having a fantastic start to the race, moving up to 8th overall. Arkeson was back down the inside of Peter Pucci to move up into 4th position. The next one up the road was Modin, but further up the road than that, it was Jens that was trying to take over the race lead. Got to the inside going through the fast kink, but then Lillard would send one straight back down the inside going into the arena section, and boom, would move back up into the race lead. A very quick switch between them before Arkeson and Modin would come into contact, leaving that arena section, dropping down the order. But it wasn't just in the pro category where there was drama. Karlström running out wide, coming into Mobile 1, opening the opportunity for Huerholm to come through with a little bit of a dicey move. And the three of them, with Jonsson behind, were all very tightly packed in the battle for 2nd position in the race. Meanwhile, Arkeson and Modin would once again come into contact coming through the final corner. And that trio that we were looking at were coming through at the same time. An unfortunate position for Karlström to go through. Big contact between himself and Modin. Be out of the race. Jonsson also picking up an awful lot of damage in the 3rd position. Meanwhile, Volander and Brisenheim would continue their battle behind. Brisenheim down the inside of Volander. And trust me, we would see these two switching quite a few times over the next few laps. Couple of switches, a bit of a moment for Brisenheim to go out wide, going through the Sachs curve and allowing Volander to come straight back through. Volander then was moving up the order, getting onto the attack of Jonsson in that final spot of the podium. Jonsson squeezing just a touch with all the damage on the front end of his car. And then the next lap feeling as if they'd done something wrong in that squeezing in the braking zone would allow Volander to pass and take over 3rd position. Pro category leader Petter Lillard, though, was starting to pull away from Jens, was starting to feel the speed, the consistency, the comfortability. Same with Bredesen over Huerholm as the gaps were growing for the race leads in each of our categories. Unfortunately, Lilia, who was running in 3rd position, would have a bit of a spin, losing out to Pucci and Luti in the battle for the pro race podium, and would eventually lose out a little bit more from behind, whilst Petter Lillard was coming up to lapped traffic problems. Heading into the final couple of laps of the race, there was quite a bit ahead, including the tight battle for 3rd. Meanwhile, Lilia closing back up to the 5th position car and having a bit of a spin. Brawson just in the way, just a bit of a distraction, and Lilia would go around before getting back going again. So, final lap of the race. Petter Lillard closing up to Brisenheim, getting past, bit of lap traffic, not a problem, but ahead there was few more problems brewing. Wanted to get past Volander, who was obviously desperate to get on with the race, courtesy of the battle for 3rd position, which was getting closer and closer and closer. A big send down into the inside of the hairpin, and then as we cart towards the arena section, Volander would come straight back to the inside, just carrying on with the speed, almost an accidental move, straight down the inside of Petter Lillard to retake over the track position, at least. But then, coming up towards Mobile 1, would have to relinquish that as well. Again, dropping back closer and closer to Brisenheim. A few problems, a few scares, a few worries for Volander. And again, a slow exit from Mobile 1. And that was Brisenheim's opportunity to get down the inside and take over 3rd position with a fantastic move, coming down into the Sachs curve, still being delayed slightly from Petter Lillard ahead, who was struggling for tyre grip. Volander with a big send down the inside into the penultimate corner, and then a potential slowdown or fuel issue for Brisenheim coming out of the final corner, dropping him back into Volander, and the pair of them spinning around. Jonsson, with a damaged front end, would come round the final corner to take over the final spot on the podium. Meanwhile, Petter Lillard would take the victory ahead of Jens and ahead of Pucci as well in the pro category. A fantastic podium And then, of course, it was Bredesen taking victory in the AM category ahead of a very comfortable Huerholm, and that final lap drama seeing Jonsson promoted to 3rd.